Welcome back to Read the Book First. This week's episode is not about a book, nor a movie, and it's just going to be Amanda and I yapping about Wicked, the Broadway musical second act.
Hi.
Amanda's here. So before we dive in, listeners, if you have not listened to our thoughts on Act 1, go listen to last year's episode. We also have a review of,
The book.
what's his first name?
Gregory
Thank
Maguire.
you. We have a review of Gregory Maguire's book, Wicked, which is what the musical and the movie musical is all based off of.
Loosely.
Loosely, very loosely. I highly recommend you listen to the book review. Do not read the book. We suffered for you. You are welcome. And then last year we talked about the first act of Wicked before we watched the movie, and we also have a movie review. Listen to that as well. So I have seen Wicked, the Broadway's musical Wicked, via Slime Tutorial on YouTube twice now. I watched it this morning to review, and I am so excited for the movie. And that's like my big takeaway from watching the musical is like, I'm excited for the movie. And you have seen it. Was it a traveling production or did you see it?
Yeah, I saw the traveling
Yeah.
production, and also I've done a bunch of read-throughs of Wicked too.
Yeah.
So
You are way more familiar with the musical
Yes.
than I am, which makes sense as you are more familiar with musicals than I am. in
period. Yes.
general. Yeah.
Yes.
So, overall, I think I don't remember what I said last year, so if I'm contradicting myself, put it in the comments. Not to my face. This voice to me that I contradict. I'm pointing at Amanda. But put it in the comments. It's engagement. Call me out in the comments. I definitely like the first act of Wicked so much better than the second act.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Which is not, I know that's not like a shocking thing for most people.
That's not even a little bit controversial.
No. I do think though that the movie's version of the second act is going to be better than the second act of the musical.
100%.
Yes. Act 2 opens with, I'm trying to remember. What's it open with?
So it opens up with Thank Goodness, which is Glinda's second act opening song about how she's definitely happy and everything's great and she's not missing Elphaba at all. So that's basically what it is it's just here's what you missed on the intermission time skip thing.
On Glee.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like, after defying gravity and Elphaba has been like this, she has her big defying moment of the wizard and she rebels and this, we pack back up and she is feared throughout Oz and they're all terrified of her because she lies about the wizard. And then also Glinda is a figurehead of the good witch, and the story now is that she became Glinda the Good, and that's why Elphaba is evil, is because she's jealous of Glinda the Good.
Yes.
Also, she's getting married.
Yes, and she's getting married to Fiyero. Very importantly. And when I was watching the opening of Act 2, it just really reminded me, like, obviously the medium of a Broadway musical versus a movie where they have so much extra airtime and place to put more characterization of these people. I'm like, oh yeah, I forget that Glinda's way more nuanced in the movie than she is here. Like,
I think it depends. So the other thing about it, though, is, like, I think it depends a lot on who you see. Because I think there's a lot of things, like, subtextually that actors can choose to do.
oh yes.
And not all of them choose to do it.
No.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Eh.
Yeah. But I mean, like, there's just like the time allotment gives way to that. That's what I was more pointing at, and it's not necessarily the actress who was playing Glinda in that version, because it just has to go faster, because the act has to be an hour, or else you're not gonna have tickets and bodies to watch it. So I understand. It's not like, it's just part of the medium, right? And so much happens in the second
And
act.
it has to be bigger, too.
It has to be bigger and fast, and which I think if I was watching this in a world where I had not seen the first Wicked movie, I would have enjoyed it way more. Like, if I was 14 watching this, And obviously it would have been my personality like all the other 14-year-olds around me in band who saw it, and I just was oblivious to this one. You know, I watched other musicals, just not Wicked. I missed the train. But
see, and the thing is, like, I agree 100%. I was listening to it on the way over. I didn't watch the slime tutorial because
you've seen it.
I've seen it in person, and also I don't really love slime tutorials.
Me neither. But
It's not really my. It's not really my thing. But to the point of it is, I kind of sitting there and I'm like, I know I remember saying last year that Wicked is a near perfect musical, and that I still hold to that. Act 2 is perfectly serviceable, but God, it's just like the time frame of it is so at best confusing. At worst, it's like, you mean to tell me that this lady gets engaged, loses her fiance, loses, and then her best friend runs away with her fiance, sister, that sister dies, and then like she has a mental breakdown, and that happens like what, in 5 days?
Yes, the timeline is, well, I think, and that's what I'm looking forward to for the movie, because I think in the movie it's going to be a lot of time
Spaced
between each
out.
section, and in the musical it has to happen so fast, but they don't give any hints that it's more than 5 days. Like they could have, you know, I mean, it would have been harder set direct decorating wise and costume, etc., for it to be. And if someone was like, it's been 20 weeks, like that'd just be dumb. You know, you don't want to waste the words on that. So I get it, but also, yeah, I agree. The other part of Act 2 that I just like this time when I watched it this morning is just like how quick Nessa Rose's character just like spirals out of control. And I'm really worried with how the movie's gonna do that. We can talk about it's hard to like not talk about the movie. And like my brain is like, I'm gonna watch the movie next Friday, and I'm very, very excited for it. But in the music, like I think in the stage production, obviously Nessa Rose is much more of a side character than she is in the movie. She's still a side character in the movie, but that
thing that you said about the characterization and the timing, that's really plays into Nessa Rose, because like Nessa Rose in the first act of Wicked the musical, the stage show, sings one part of a song and is embarrassed by Elphaba.
Yep. And then she shows up a second act, and she's now a grieving governor/dictator of Munchkin Land, who is forcing Bach to live with her and be his servant. And
has forbidden all the Munchkins from leaving, specifically so that she can keep Bach there.
She needs to go to therapy.
We didn't talk about Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful happens.
Yeah.
I can't even remember why Elphaba goes to the wizard. It's really silly.
Is that before Nessa Rose or after?
Before.
Okay. Yeah. And it's just so that they can say the Wonderful Wizard of Oz, and it's to hint, oh, you had a balloon. Like, that's the point of that song.
And it's also just, I really like that song, actually, because I think it's, like, a good distillation of part of what Wicked is theming about the, like, depiction of history and who's the winner and who's the loser. Yes. But it's a much better villain song than Sentimental Man.
Absolutely. I am excited to see Jeff Goldblum sing Wonderful. I think he's going to smash it.
Yeah, and
that's not based on the character. That's based on how much I love Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, yeah. No, the character of the wizard in the musical, especially when you compare him to the books, is just so pathetic. And we don't really need to dwell on that anymore. I just wanted to point out that we skipped Wonderful.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure last time I forgot about Sentimental Man, too. But we do see the goat there, right? Because she's trying to free she almost the monkeys.
Yes, she almost gets like talked into it, and then she runs into Dr. Dillamond, who's been forced into a cage and has lost all of his ability to speak. Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, spoilers. Of course, spoilers. Spoilers. She's not wicked. Yeah. Also, the fact that she remembers that one monkey's name, and obviously that's a callback to the book. I did not remember that from the first act because I did not watch the first. I only watched the second act this morning. I didn't watch the first act. I was just like, let's just do the second act. And I was like, I'm sure it was briefly there, but it's just like in my brain, I was like, what? She knows the monkey's name? That one monkey? What about the other monkey's names? Huh?
Well, because that's the monkey that she had accidentally transformed in the first act.
Oh yeah, that's how that happened.
And so like she's the one. Yeah. So like totally understandable that you forgot about it. But the only reason she knows that monkey is because that's the one that she like messed up and was like the catalyst for her realizing that the wizard was like a bad guy.
Yeah.
And the wizard is the one that said the name a whole bunch.
Yeah. Okay. Nessa Rose, like, obviously not the first one to be like, this is icky, but the fact that Nessa Rose, like, the shoes and giving her the ability to, like, walk, and then that being tied to her, like, spiraling with her power out of control, it's like the ableism of it all. It's like, and like, obviously that's part of the book, and we talked about that a lot in the book episode. Go listen to it. We do not have to talk about the book ever again. I'm trying to save my brain a little bit. But like watching that on stage, and I know that the movie's going to make a different choice because they've talked about how they're going to make a different choice with that, which I'm like, thank God. But I'm still worried in general about Nessa Rose in the movie with everything else in the world. But it's so yucky.
It's so yucky. And it's also it's also one of the big reasons that people try to justify that there hasn't really been, they're just started to have a disabled person play Nessa Rose. And it's because they were like, well, they need somebody who can walk for those scenes. Okay.
Like,
and it's also weird because then it's like it sparks Bach to be like, oh, Nessa, now that you can walk, I'm going to leave because I need to tell Glinda how I really feel. And it's like, first of all, bro, I thought you couldn't leave because she banned the Munchkins from leaving.
Yeah. Or are you there because you feel guilty because she's in a chair?
Yeah.
Like, which is it?
Yeah. And also, you're still on Glinda at this point. Like, I'm not saying you have to fall in love with Nessa Rose because, like,
She's not a good person.
She's not a good person. She's a dictator. She's kind of like just a lot.
Yeah. Understandable, but also not a good look, Bach.
Not a good look at all. Don't simp over people who have. I mean, don't simp. Just don't. Especially when they don't like. Especially when you have barely talked to them and you've just been obsessing over them, and especially don't when they've just announced their engagement. Yeah. Like, bro, what did you? Even if you had made it there,
anything, the few men that are listening to this, do not confess your love to someone who just got engaged. Your life is not a Hallmark movie. That only works on the Hallmark Channel.
Yep.
That's it.
And some romantic comedies.
No, just the Hallmark.
Yeah, no,
Bad Choices only for Hallmark.
Yeah, so then they have a song that gets cut out of the album called The Wicked Witch of the East, and it's basically just Nessa Rose spiraling. And it's also kind of too bad because there is some interesting stuff happening there about like her resentment towards Elphaba, because she reveals, well, our father died because of the crazy stuff that you pulled. And now you're coming to me to ask for help and like declare war against the wizard. And it's like
what also frustrates me is that like the idea of a prequel to The Wizard of Oz is such a fun idea. Then you read the book Wicked and it sucks. And then you watch this musical and the musical is beautiful and gorgeous and is taking some good stuff out of that book. But it's still like, you guys could have done cooler stuff. Like, obviously Glinda and Elphaba are the two, like, what's the word I want to use? Foils? Are they foils, technically?
I would argue...
Not quite. But, like, they're, like, not that this is a movie about sisterhood, but, like, you could play more of the relationship between comparing Glinda and Elphaba and comparing Glinda and Nessa Rose, and neither mediums do that. And it bums me out.
Well, in the book, part of the reason why the book sucks, sorry, Gregory McGuire, is because Glinda doesn't have anything to do in it.
Yeah.
She's there in the story about she's there in the part about the book about the university.
Yep.
And that's it. She doesn't have any deep like connections to Elphaba. She's not nearly the prominent character.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where this musical is I heard somebody say this once and I can't remember where. The book Wicked is a prequel to the book The Wizard of Oz. The musical Wicked is a prequel to the movie of The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
And I think that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it also is a little weird because at the same time, like, you know, I don't know if you've watched a musical version of The Wizard of Oz or the music or the movie The Wizard of Oz recently. Last year
was the last time I watched it.
Yeah. So they have this whole thing of like the Wicked Witch of the West does not care that her sister dies in that movie. Mm-hmm. So there's just a huge disconnect between this prequel version of Elphaba and the Wicked Witch of the West. And it just, it never gets fully gapped.
Yeah. And the stage production specifically, like, they still are, you know, the whole question of wicked, like, is she wicked? What makes someone wicked? Mm-hmm. Like, is wickedness thrust upon someone, right? Like, that whole bit. But, and that's such a nuanced idea for a villain, which makes the idea of this whole musical so interesting. Mm-hmm. But we talked about this, and I talked about this with Sam when we read The Wizard of Oz, which you can listen to that episode as well, listeners. Is that book is written for early 1900s children, very simple, very straightforward, black and white. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you're not going to be able to bridge those two in either the Elphaba has to be 100% evil or there's going to be disconnect. Mm-hmm. Right? And so I get that. But I don't know. The Nessa Rose scenes just make me bummed out. Because then also like the whole thing that Elphaba wants to get the shoes as a remembrance of her sister. Mm-hmm. Like, that was the last time she saw her sister was when her sister was, you know, she helped her sister be able to walk, but then her sister spiraled out, and then the whole thing with Bach.
Or to borrow a phrase, crashed out.
Yes. So it's like, why would she want those shoes?
Why would she want those shoes? And also, like, those shoes are literally the reason that her sister went nuts, which is what you just said.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's so weird. It's a choice. Mm-hmm. And like, you can make the argument that it's like, well, those shoes they're her mother's too, mm-hmm. and it was a gift. It was always a symbol of like her father's love to Nessa Rose, and like, you could make that argument, but it's not a strong argument. Mm-hmm. And it's also just kind of silly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't want your sister's body to bury? Like, did it evaporate? Like,
yeah. There's those striped socks. They're kind of cool.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I think this is like this is one of the few credits I will give to the book is Nessa Rose in the book is like low-key kind of interesting.
Yes.
Because she's this religious fanatic and like who's totally abandoned a lot of the like ideals that her family sort of grew up with in terms of animal liberation and like this and this. And that characterization of her is a lot more interesting than I want this boy who I've been obsessed with since I was 10 to be or whatever age she is. I don't actually know. I want him here with me all the time, so I'm never going to let any of the munchkins go. Not, oh, I'm just a saintly, holy person. Mm-hmm. And also, all of you will be crushed underneath my foot if you try to descend.
Yeah. I don't know. Just a lot of thoughts. What happens after Nessa Rose? I don't know what happens next.
What happens after Nessa Rose?
I watched the musical 5 hours ago. I can't remember.
What happens next is Fiyero and Elphaba run off together.
Oh, yes.
And that's when Glinda comes in with the reprise of I'm Not That Girl.
Yes. And then after the reprise is when we get the song from Elphaba and Firo.
Yeah, As Long As You're Mine.
As Long As You're Mine. Which I like that song, but on the stage production, at least, and I'm assuming it's very similar in most of them, they like sit on their knees a la Spring Awakening.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, guys, this is Spring Awakening's move. Y'all can be sensual in a different way, you know? And
well, in all fairness, it was 2005.
Very true that it was.
And they haven't made a new production of it ever. And they refuse to like reevaluate. Maybe they should do some new staging.
Maybe. But I like that song, and it's not my favorite, but I like it. I am very, very, very excited to see Jonathan Bailey, the sexiest man of the year, sing it in the movie. Congrats to Jonathan Bailey. He deserves it.
And then Cynthia Erivo.
It's gonna be so good.
Like, this is also a very hot take. I really don't like that song.
That checks out.
It's like, and I think it's just...
It's not even the top 10 Broadway love songs of all time. It is not in the top any of those.
All of my Broadway friends who are listening to this are gonna fight you.
It's not the top 10 love songs on Broadway.
I agree, but also they're all gonna fight you.
That's fine. They don't know where I live. Put it in the comments. Again, it helps engagement. I do like it though. I do like the song. So it's like, I like it. It's not my favorite song of the musical. It's not the best love song. Like,
and I think like it might just be the chemistry between on the cast recording for Idina Menzel and Norbert Leo Butz isn't there.
Yeah,
because there are versions where like I'm hearing it and I'm like, oh yeah, this is
Jonathan Bailey and Cynthia are gonna knock it out.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah. So I also do like that kind of the costumes that they're gonna have. I've seen those. Anyway, we need to stop talking about the movie.
I mean, we could talk about the movie when we're done talking about the musical. So yeah, and then the reprise of "I'm Not That Girl." I like it. I like, obviously, it's just good writing to have Glinda now sing it. It just makes sense. It still gives it a hint of like, ooh, are they in love? You know, and I like it.
Yeah, it's yeah, and then the best song in the show happens because let me back up.
Wait, what's next?
Okay, second best. But anyway, so what happens next is as the wizard and Madame Morrible are talking, they're like, oh my gosh, how are we gonna flush out Elphaba? And she's use her sister. And that's how the tornado happens that kills Nessa Rose.
Glinda is such a snitch.
She is such a snitch.
Okay, so like obviously people have been talking about like Glinda in this, like, especially in the movie, is just like a symbol for white feminism. And it's true. Like in the Broadway stage when she's like, use her sister, it's like, keep your thoughts to yourself, girl. You obviously have never had any adversity in your life until this moment, because that is not what you don't give the bullies any ammo. You hold that to use it over them. And again, this is Glinda would not survive in Survivor, and I would, because I'm not a snitch, Glinda.
I also wouldn't survive in Survivor, but for totally different reasons.
Correct. You should not go in Survivor.
More to the point, don't make me be a Glinda defender.
I love Glinda.
But I am gonna say, in all fairness to her, the moment they ask her is the 10 seconds after her fiance just abandoned her for that lady. She is not in a good place emotionally.
No, I know.
And she's hurting, so she is going to lash out in the classic mean girl bully that she isn't really, but she has always acted in. And is going to go for the weak point.
But also, I think she is smart enough. We've seen that she's cunning enough that she should know, maybe we shouldn't give these two all-powerful people of this land this information to track down this girl that I would like to be safe. Not necessarily, be with my fiance, but be safe, And I don't know. I don't know.
Mad. I mean, that's so valid, and you're allowed to feel that way. I just understand where she's coming from, in the sense of yes, I feel like that's very in character for Glinda.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's in character, but it still makes me mad.
Yeah, that's fair.
I hope in the movie version.
I'm
I hope
curious
they.
how that's
I
going to
hope
happen.
I wonder how they're gonna do it. I hope that someone overhears her, or like she's. I don't want to see Ariana Grande tortured, but like some sort of like like a knife to her throat. Like how do we get her? Like something that's like more intense, not just her like offhandedly saying it.
Yeah. I think honestly it's gonna be those two little like what's her faces?
Oh yeah, Bowen's
Like
character.
yeah,
The
those
friends.
guys. I think it's gonna be them.
Yeah, that'd be
Because
smart.
I mean they should hire me to write movies. They really should, or at least be a script doctor. Anyway, more to the point. I was worried about that. I was worried about how it was going to play out in the movie because, like I said, it's such a heat of the moment thing that, like, if they do what they should do and add some timing and space, it can't be a heat of the moment thing anymore. And then it's like, hey, Glinda, the heck?
Yeah.
We have the cat fight scene, which is
by the cornfield.
yeah.
So the tornado, the siren has come. The house has fallen. Nessa Rose is no longer. They're both there, and they have that little moment.
Yeah, they have that moment of they have that like fight about this and like both Fiyero and also like mostly Fiyero, frankly.
And the yes, and that's I think, and obviously it's different because again, stage production versus movie. But in the stage production, their conflict is much more to me
Stupid and shallow
and like girls. Oh, that's my boyfriend, like that, like stupid, like how men think women are. Whereas in the movie, it's more how like they just have different worldviews. There's also this other stuff that adds to it, and like but they. Like, it's different.
Yeah, and I really hope that conflict gets deepened because
and I think it will, just based off how, just based off everything in the PR last year between the two of them,
Yeah, because like there is something to be said and something very interesting in the concept of them, like both arguing about Fiyero, but also arguing about the continuation of their worldviews. Like obviously Elphaba's like, dude, you just got my sister killed, and Glinda's like, well, you shouldn't have been doing all the dumb stuff. And like, so there's an element of that, but again, it's mostly about Fiyero. Fiyero swings in on a rope in the middle of a cornfield. Don't ask me how, he just does.
And I love it. I love it. Why is there a cornfield randomly? We don't know. Obviously, it's a nod towards Kansas, obviously.
Well, it's also because, like, even in the book, like, the Munchkin land is the breadbasket.
Well, and I know that in the book, but we've not heard that in the musical.
That's true.
There's no, like, we've seen, like, the set pieces are beautiful, but we don't get much landscape anywhere else in the stage production except for cornfield. And obviously, it's also hinting to, like, he has to get strung up to be a scarecrow. Like it's all of that as well. But it's just like, come on, guys. Like, put some cornfield in the very background on some projection, and then I'd be happy. That's all I need.
Well, and that's the thing is like, so anyway, but Fiyero gets kidnapped and like he basically gives himself up to try to save Elphaba. Glinda tries to save him and can't because she has no power, which is something she is just now realizing. And then Elphaba has her big crash out moment in No Good Deed, which is what I was talking about. Second favorite.
No Good Deed is your second favorite song?
I wouldn't say it's my second favorite, but I said it. I really like that song.
It's a great song.
I like that song a lot.
Yeah.
It's a good crash out song.
It is, yeah.
It's too bad that it doesn't really connect with most of her motivations in the second part of it, because she doesn't actually do anything that villainous after that on screen. The most we see is her like mocking Dorothy.
Yep.
But it's a good crash out song.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I was like, I was expecting for you to say for good.
Oh,
and
yeah,
so
no,
that's why I was like, that's not next. That's why I was confused earlier. I was like, that's not next. I was like, what comes next? I don't know.
No, it's No Good Deed. I am a No Good Deed stand. I love the like desperate trying to save him, desperate like magic like spell of like
And that is a style of songs you tend to like in general.
Yeah.
Is songs where the character is not like, it's not like necessarily an I want song. It's a I have to or else kind of song.
Yeah.
And you tend to like those.
I like songs about characters doing morally ambiguous and bad things. Or like
How
leaning
scandalous.
towards those.
How scandalous you are.
I know.
Yeah, and then she puts on the spell so that Fiero's bones don't break and he can't die, essentially saving him from death and turning him into a scarecrow. Because we didn't mention, and during the Nessa Rose bit, she tries to save
Oh yeah.
Bach
Nessa
and then Nessa Rose
tries
takes over and
Nessa tries to make Bach fall in love with her.
Yeah.
And instead she says the words all wrong and takes away his heart, like literally.
Yeah.
So then Elphaba steps in and saves his life and makes kind of. I mean, he's not.
Like, obviously he has to turn into the Tin Man so that way we have the Wizard of Oz. Like, that's the whole, well, not the whole point, but like that's this big part of this whole idea of this musical. But it's like, what movie was I watching where this essentially happened? Oh, I was watching True Blood. So in True Blood eventually, do you know anything about True Blood?
Vampires.
Correct. So Suki, who's the main character, not a vampire, but keeps...
Is that the one played by, like, that lady?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. But she keeps fucking all the vampires. Because she's also part fairy. It's a whole thing. Girl, this show, if you want a good time, watch True Blood. And, like, it is... Some seasons are great. Some seasons are bad, but in the best way.
Okay.
Anyway, but her best friend, Tara, hates vampires, had a lot of, like, trauma with vampires for various reasons throughout the seasons, and is like, if I ever die, never turn me into a vampire. Never do that. At one point, spoiler alert for the very end of True Blood, at one point, Tara jumps in front of a bullet to save Suki and gets shot, and then she's about to die, and so they get a vampire to turn Tara into a vampire. And then, like, half a season later, Tara vampire dies for real. Because of something stupid, and it's because her contract ended. She wanted to leave the show at the very end because it was bad and they were treating her character like shit. But anyways, all I have to say is that, but there's a whole big thing as like, you should have never turned me into a vampire. That's not what I wanted. I didn't want a second life. And so when I was watching this and Bach being turned into the Tin Man, I was like, is that a good thing?
No.
It's not a good thing. I agree.
But also, like, Bach didn't have an end of life plan or like a living will. I mean, it's pretty clear that Bach didn't want that.
Bach didn't want that.
But he also didn't have a living will, so Elphaba didn't know.
Yes, but
she was operating under doctor logic, which is preservation of life at all costs, unless somebody has a living will saying otherwise. Yeah, she's not a doctor, but if you have magic powers and you're trying to act to save somebody's life, you're functionally, I feel like you're under the Hippocratic Oath.
I think for the amount of magic she does, I think she is doing too many big swings and not enough little ones. You gotta practice before you get the big game. And she's out here just trying to turn monkeys into, or the whole monkey situation, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
but
when does Elphaba do magic in the show?
When does Elphaba do magic in the show?
Let's count the times.
Let's count the times. It's when she gets tricked into giving. Are we talking about the times on purpose?
No, just in general.
Just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she does magic at the very beginning when somebody tries to like wheel Nessa Rose away from her and like out of her control. And Nessa Rose doesn't want that. She does magic when Dr. Dillamon gets fired and the lion cub gets brought in. And then she does magic with the monkeys when she gets tricked into giving them wings. And then she does magic when she makes the broom fly. And then it actually like flies. And then she does magic off screen. She's doing a lot of magic.
How do we know?
Because they keep talking about how she's like helping all these animals escape and like do this and this.
Is that magic, or is that just her with her broom flying around and opening stuff? We don't know. And here's the thing. Obviously, in the movie, she's taking magic classes. I don't think in the stage production, it's taking place over a couple months, right?
Probably.
There's no reason you should be trying to do life-saving magic in a couple of months.
I mean, I always got the impression that there'd been like that there a couple years passed in between Act 1 and Act 2.
We just talked about in the beginning that you thought
No, between Act 1 and Act 2. Act 2 happens over the course of like 5 days.
I don't think a couple years. Maybe like I think the play in my head takes place over a calendar year. Maybe with
I
some
think
change,
that's fair.
with like a little change, you know.
I don't think it's like, I think it's maybe, I think a year passes between the end of Act 1 and the end of Act 2.
I think the movie totally different, but...
Oh, movie definitely different.
But anyways, what I'm trying to argue is that girls should not be out here trying to save people's lives with this magic she's not able to control at the moment currently. Because, like, it's one thing to try and save him, but
she
turn him into a tin man?
Well, she is trying to, but okay. And this is
obviously it's because of the Wizard of Oz. I get it, but like
no, not that. It's because Nessa Rose messed up the spell and mispronounced the words.
Yeah.
The only chance that she thinks she has of doing it successfully is she can't undo a magic spell. So she can't like just put his heart back in. That's something that they say over and over again in the show. But what they can do is do something different. So yes, she can't put his heart back in his chest, but she can make it so he doesn't need a heart. And that's what she had to do. And she had like 10 seconds to fix this, man. I think you're being very harsh.
I am. And I think if you have magic, you should have more responsibility.
Well, to quote a phrase, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah. And she's not using it responsibly, in my opinion.
She is doing the best she can.
Okay. Not, in my opinion, responsible enough.
You know, I could argue with you more about this, but we're trying to keep this short.
Anyways, from magic perspective, it's just like...
Anyway, so the crash out song happens. And then we get, I don't really remember what happens after the crash out.
After the crash out,
we have the March of the Witch Hunters. That's the next song. That's all I got.
March of the Witch Hunters?
You mean you don't remember the song that's basically talk singing of like, oh, we're going to go find her and we're going to go kill her. And Bach is like, for once I'm glad I'm heartless. I'll be heartless killing her.
Oh, yeah. No, I barely remember that. Yeah, I watched this 5 hours ago.
Yeah, that song is...
Anyways, and then what happens? Then this is like when she's in the castle and she has...
Dorothy.
Yeah. She's yelling in the basement.
And also there's one of the best lines in the show from Madame Morrible, where she talks to Glinda and Glinda's like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. They're going to kill her and like this and this. And it's like, well, girly, what did you think was going to happen? First of all. Second of all, girly, yeah. Again, what did you think was going to happen? And so she tries to like assert authority and Madame Morrible's like, ma'am, you are a figurehead with no power. Smile and look pretty. That is your job.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then we go to the castle where she's in there, right? And they all...
Yeah.
And where Glinda goes up to try to help or save or whatever.
Be
Elphaba.
like, you need to get out of here, and Elphaba's being mean to Dorothy.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they're singing...
and then they sing the actual best song in the show, which is For Good.
For Good. Yeah. Yeah. I think I like Defying Gravity more.
That's valid. That's a fair take. And you're allowed to feel that way.
But I mean, For Good obviously is such a good song. And I'm so excited to cry when I watch them sing.
I almost cried driving over here listening to that because I'm like, this is such a good song.
It's a great song.
It's, despite all the non-apologies in it, it's great.
Yeah.
I always kind of laugh at the long line of like Elphaba being like, you know, for the things I've done, you blame me for. And then Glinda being like, and I guess we know there's blame to share. And it's like, yeah, you got her sister killed, ma'am. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Are you saying that stealing your fiance is the equivalent of getting someone's sister killed?
And he didn't even like her. He was just trying to be a prince and marry the princessy lady at school. He didn't like her in that way.
He didn't like her. They just had mutual comment. They had mutual things in common. Yes. And he grew out of it and she never did. Popular. Exactly. Mm-hmm. You're perfect. We're perfect. So we're perfect together. That's not a foundation for a relationship, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly. Anyways, yeah, and then she gets melted behind the screen, which is a very fun way to do it. And then
Chicory speaks, the monkey. Yep. The monkey speaks because Elphaba's been trying to get him to speak the whole time, and he finally speaks to Glinda and gives her Elphaba's hat. And Glinda has her moment of like, oh my god, my best friend and my fiance, my best friend is dead, and this is very bad.
Mm-hmm. And then she's gonna go try and be good, and then she kicks out
She basically sends the wizard home, and we find out, oh, shock and awe, the wizard is Elphaba's father.
Yep.
We get a reprise of Sentimental Man, which isn't on the album, so I always forget about it. And it's good it's not on the album, because it's literally 2 lines.
And he's like so sad. He's like, I just wanted to be a dad. And
bitch!
Like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. In what world? In what world is anything you ever did fatherly?
I wanted to be someone that the citizens of Oz could believe in. And I'm like, you're so pathetic, bro. Like,
go back to fucking Midwest America, man.
At least the guy in the book, yes, he's a total bitch and is barely there. But at least his motivations made sense.
Yep.
Like, he came in and saw that these animals were acting like people, and he's not used to that. So he's like, well, they're not real. Then therefore I can take over what I want to do. Also, none of these people are really real. I'm the only real person because I'm the only one that comes from a God-fearing nation. It's like, yes, he's American. Mm-hmm. Totally makes sense.
No wonder he's acting this crazy villainous way.
No wonder he thinks colonialism is good.
Yeah. But yeah. And then it cuts back to the castle and we see...
Oh, also she imprisons Madame Morrible.
Oh, yes, of course.
Which is nice.
In prison.
And she has that, I hope you do well, but I sincerely doubt it. So that's a fun callback.
Yes.
And so then she has to put herself together and go act out the No One Mourns the Wicked.
Yep. And...
in that song, we find out that Elphaba didn't die, and Fiyero is running away with her, and it's very cute and very romantic.
Yes. Is it a good adaptation?
No, but the book is bad, so I'm glad it's not.
I'm pretty sure you said the exact same thing last time. But anyways, I mean, I agree. I am so excited for the movie. Here's some thoughts I have about the movie. I want the clothing in the movie to be even weirder because the Ozians' clothes on the stage production are so fun. And I don't think the clothes were quite weird enough for the clothes of the extras were not quite odd and Oz enough for my liking. So that's my first hope. Second, I'm really nervous with how they're going to handle Nessa Rose because of all the drama that the actress has had to deal with post the first movie. And, that comes with living in a country that's mostly ableist and a lot of viewers being uneducated and ignorant and rude. And that really sucks because she does great. I do think that Bach is going to get chewed up, and I'm okay with that because of everything. I don't know if you've seen the PR. Have you watched any PR? So in what's the premieres? Thank you. Myself. The premieres that have been coming out, there has been I forget the actor who plays Bach, and then
Ethan Slater.
Yeah, Ethan Slater, and then 4 people, and then the trio, and there's and everyone's look, he's always on the edge. He's always the last person away, and it's I don't know if Ariana and Ethan Slater are still together because I honestly don't care. But during the last cycle of PR, they were never in PR together because they were trying to fight the whole thing about him leaving his wife and child for Ariana, which obviously you want to avoid that PR if you're producing a movie. I understand.
Yes.
But now they're doing it they're doing that, but even more. And so it's are they just not together? I don't know.
You say you don't care, but your tone does not suggest.
Within the movie. I care within the movie's PR, and as soon as Wicked is over, I will never think about it again. Because I didn't only think about it when I see them at premieres in their pretty dresses.
Yeah. So the only thing I really want from the movie is I would need them to slow it down and space it out.
Yes.
And given that we have 2 new songs added in.
Yes. Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
We're Girl in the Bubble is pretty obviously going to come after March of the Witch Hunters.
Yes.
No Place Like Home. I think they've actually released the track list, but I haven't seen it because, unlike Jenessa, I am very excited for this movie to the point where it is making me physically ill if I get too much info about it.
What do you mean, unlike me?
Because you've been watching all the promos and premieres, and
I've watched the pictures on Instagram of people standing.
yeah, I can't even watch that. That makes me really anxious.
Of them just standing there smiling.
Yes. I don't know, man.
I'm not watching any I don't think other stuff. Nothing. I'm not going into it. It's just what pops up on my screen.
Well, last year you were really like watching.
Last year I was into it,
but that's for other reasons.
because it was new and I had no idea what was happening. This time I'm like, it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I have no worries. The movie's gonna be good.
Oh yeah. So I just want more connective tissue, and I want them to slow it down.
And I think they will, because we have those bits of them in the field with Glinda's hair and pigtails, and we had that like glimpse in the trailer for the last movie, and we never got it in the first half. And they're like, it's coming in the second half, and we're like, thank you, more information between them outside of school.
And then also the other thing that they're adding, that No Place Like Home, I think is going to be after Nessa Rose crashes out.
I think that makes sense.
I feel like they have released the track list. It's just that I
haven't looked. I don't want to look.
I don't want to look either.
Yeah, I'm gonna be excited. I am really excited to watch. So I'm going with my friend Taylor. Shout out Taylor, and then her fiance, and I'm dragging Isaac. And Taylor had no idea about anything until we went and saw it last year, and Wicked became her whole personality for about 5 months, because she's not a musical person at all. She's just not in that world. She has no idea that Bach is going to turn into the Tin Man, and no idea that the Scarecrow, or that Fiero is going to turn into the Scarecrow. And I'm so excited to sit right next to her and watch her just like understand it. Oh, it's gonna be so good. And I don't think she's gonna listen to this episode. If you are, sorry Taylor, I spoiled it.
The other thing that's gonna be really fun is well, I think I told you in the book, but I was so confused in the book when Bach didn't turn into the Scarecrow or the Tin Man.
Yeah.
And I was so confused when Fiero wasn't the Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that how the book ends?
And then they're not. The book ends with like her just kind of losing her shit.
Yeah.
And she thinks that Fiero's the Scarecrow.
Oh yeah, she goes crazy. I forgot.
Yeah.
I totally forgot. Because again, don't read the book.
And then she just has a nice, pleasant conversation with Bach, and she's like, "Hey, why aren't you fighting back?" And he's like, "I'm living my life with my family."
I do hope they keep. Because in the movies, Glinda and Elphaba's relationships is so much tighter and so much deeper than in the stage production for various reasons. I really hope that your idea of her little cronies being the ones to be like her sister Nessa Rose, I really hope that happens and it's not Glinda that gives her away, because I'm fine with in the second half, like Glinda, not making the smartest choices, but she is way more aware of the situation in the movie than she is in the stage production.
Yeah, exactly.
I am hoping that the relationship between Glinda and Fiero is much more of a PR relationship, because I think that will play into the whole propaganda thing of the film.
And I really hope, like, even though I do kind of want the cat fight scene, I don't want it to be about Fiero. I want it to be about, like, well, how can you work with them after all the things that they've done? Well, how can you just stand there and not do anything to actually improve anybody's life?
Yes. And I think it will, just based off of how Defying Gravity was. Another thing they have said, I can't remember if they have released who is going to be the Cowardly Lion, but they're like,
yes, they have actually.
Do you remember who it was?
No, it's this actor that's been on Broadway a few times. It's not James Corden, thank God.
That's what everyone was worried about.
No, it's not. I can't remember his name. I know he's been in a couple of things. I think he's big on, I want to say he's big in the West End and not Broadway, but gotcha. I don't know. I think he was also in Sinners.
Oh.
I think. Don't quote me on that, internet.
Did you watch Sinners?
What do you think?
No, but it's really good. You should. And like, it is scary. There's a jump scare right at the very beginning, and then it's chill until the vampires start attacking. Spoiler, vampires, which I'm sure you looked it up online.
Yeah, 100%.
I know. But then it's like gory and stuff, but it's worth it, dude. It's not that scary, like, besides that.
I will think really hard about it.
Yeah. there's the jump scare right at the very beginning, but it's like really quick.
Okay.
Yeah, because it got me. Because like, ah! And then it was fine. Anyways, I'm just so excited for the movie.
Yeah.
I'm just excited. I just, like, we're looking for pockets of hope wherever we got Mamdani, got that little spark of hope there. Now this is my next little spark of hope.
Spark. One little spark
that I'm, itching towards. So I'm just excited.
Mm-hmm. I think the only thing that I'm curious about is because the ending of Wicked. What is your take on? Because the like you said, the driving question of Wicked is what makes somebody wicked?
Mm-hmm.
What's the driving? Is somebody born wicked, or they have wickedness thrust upon them?
Mm-hmm.
And there's this ongoing political conversation in Wicked of, is it better to be like Glinda and fight within the system to try to make change? Or is it better to be like Elphaba and fight outside of it and be an outside agitator? And something that I'm curious to see how they handle is the resolution to that.
Yes.
Because in the musical, it's pretty muddled. Like Glinda's obviously in the wrong.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, she's the one that's going to be able to make any kind of changes because Elphaba has so much animosity built up towards her because of this bad PR that she feels that she can't make the changes she needs to make.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see where they're going to land with that.
Yeah, I think especially since they put so much work into the set pieces of all, like, the big Wicked side, like, like, so it's very, like, that's a huge part of it. And I think that they're gonna end with Fiero and Elphaba on a broom with a bunch of animals going over to that desert drought-ridden land and starting a new society. That's what I think is going to happen. Yeah. And I think, as far as answering that question as, like, the two, like, kind of, like, how do you handle political stuff, I guess. That's not a great word, but that's all I got.
The never-ending question of, is it better to be an outsider or is it better to be fighting within a corrupt system?
Yeah. And it's like, okay, but, like, it's not like she has a choice of being an outsider. Yeah. And I think that's the difference here, is that Glinda has the choice. Whereas, and obviously that's a big part of the movie, is that Glinda has the choice, whereas Elphaba does not have the choice. And in that, like, allegory, I guess. So, yeah, but I just, like, there's no way that they just don't run away and start a new country with all the animals.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for yapping, Amanda.
Always. Always.
And thank you, listeners, for listening. If you want to check out our Patreon, we're going to do some sort of tier list of our favorite Wicked songs. So check that out. Link below. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Read the Book First Podcast. Rate us 5 stars. If it's not 5 stars, don't worry about it. And remember, read the book first, but not Wicked.